Hello everyone, my name is Gregory Schnese and let's talk about Bitcoin Borrow Die. As always, these videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only. So I've got a treat for you today. I want to walk you through BitStack, a new service that I built. This is a portfolio and wealth software for Bitcoiners that helps you keep track of your portfolio, manage it in Bitcoin terms. So it's everything you need to optimize your stack. It has portfolio bucketing, which I'll get to in a moment, like your savings, investment, income portion of your portfolio, personalized allocation suggestions based on an onboarding survey, which I'll walk you through, risk intelligence, so plugging in AI to help you just keep in a view of your portfolio, and then AI advisor as well. So we talked about this on this channel a few different times. Our four different buckets, our different hurdle rates. So a lot of people talk about Bitcoin as the hurdle rate, which I definitely agree with. But I would kind of take that further and say that's more for like your savings hurdle rate. I would think MSTR would be your hurdle rate for investments. STRC would be your hurdle rate for income. So depending on which type of bucket, which type of your portfolio you're talking about, you have kind of different hurdle rates and different ways to think about things. So a short, easy example is like, if you're going to put money into something other than Bitcoin, you definitely need to beat Bitcoin in terms of return. Otherwise, you're just taking on extra risk for potentially no upside. You definitely don't want to do that. So then when you move from like the Bitcoin, the savings portion of your portfolio into like the investment area, for an investment type portion, you'd really want to look to something like strategy, MSTR. Can your investments beat the return of strategy over time? If it can, on a risk-adjusted basis, that might be interesting. But if you can't beat strategy in terms of returns for an investment, then you would just want to buy strategy for that portion of your portfolio. And then very similar to income. So Stretch just upped their dividend. They're at 11.25% now. So when you're looking at the income side of your portfolio, can you beat 11%? Pretty much risk-free, right? If you're going to go above and beyond that, does it make sense on a risk-adjusted basis? If not, it probably doesn't. Then you just want to default to Stretch, to STRC, and collect that coupon pretty much risk-free. And then the whole software is designed to just personalize and make it really easy to go from confused to confident in your onboarding session. You'll go through an onboarding survey, enter your allocation, and then you'll be able to track your portfolio and see it optimized with AI. So let's get started here. Okay, I'm going to sign in with Google as a new user, and then continue. Okay, so when we get here, this is the onboarding survey. This is how you kind of tell the system about yourself, your portfolio, your risk tolerance, so that you can get customized results. So how would you describe your Bitcoin experience? We'll say we're long-term Bitcoin hodlers. When did you first acquire Bitcoin? Let's say 1 to 3 years ago. Have you ever experienced a significant loss in crypto? Say a small loss. If Bitcoin dropped 40% tomorrow, what would you do? Hold steady, hopefully don't do anything differently. How stable is your income? Stable, consistent monthly income. Do you have an emergency fund? Say 3 to 6 months of expenses. What is your age range? Say 40 to 50. How would you describe your current debt situation? Say low interest only. And then how much can you allocate to Bitcoin monthly? We'll just say 100 to 500. And then your primary goal is really long-term growth. And what is your investment time horizon? We'll say 5 to 10 years. And how important is it to be able to access these funds? We'll say it's somewhat important, but not urgent. How comfortable are you with price volatility? Say comfortable. And what's the maximum drawdown you could stomach? Say 75%. And how do you balance risk and return? I go maximize returns. How do you react when the markets are turbulent? We'll say check occasionally. And then when you go through this, it'll give you your personalized risk score. So based on your answers, which, I just made up those answers, you can kind of see what the system thinks for you, and it'll help you break things down. So these are your recommendations for your buckets. So we were talking about 38% in Bitcoin, 34% in investments, 19% in income, and then 9% in other. And then you can customize based on this. So we'll just say add my holdings. So add your first holding. So let's say we have Bitcoin and we're going to say we own half a coin. We'll add strategy. We have 10 shares. And let's do stretch. 5 shares. Just to make things up as we're going here. Okay, so we have our portfolio set here. Confirm. And so for members of this channel, you can get 3 free months of BitStack using this promo code 3 for free, which I'll put in the show notes. Add your promo code. And then when you put in your promo code, you'll get 3 months for free, and you can see you're in. Welcome to BitStack Pro. You've unlocked the portfolio and forecast tools. Right, so you have your portfolio command center, track valuation, see allocation tracking, AI advisor, and then you can look at your risk and your outlook. All right, so when we enter our allocation and put in our free promo code, you'll start on your dashboard here. It'll show you your portfolio in Bitcoin terms, and then it will give you portfolio insights, and these update every time you come to the site. So the portfolio is heavily weighted towards Bitcoin, about 95%, and 5% is allocated to Bitcoin exposed equities. So this could be an opportunity to rebalance or tweak things based on our input in our onboarding survey, where we have a lot of Bitcoin, but we're relatively lower on our investments and other. So this would be one way to think about rebalancing, or maybe how you buy your next tranche of assets, how you put in new money into the portfolio. This is where we are for our actuals versus where hypothetically we should be based on our risk and our onboarding. And then you can ask the advisor whatever you want. And they have this these quick answers or quick questions here. It's let's see what it says for diversify beyond BTC. Okay, so Bitcoin is over 50% of my portfolio. Should I diversify? And if so, how? And then it'll just kind of walk you through based on your risk profile and what you told it on your onboarding, how it thinks you should allocate. And then we can look at our forecast here, where let's say we want to have a goal of $100,000. Where are we? So we're about halfway there. In like a neutral market, if our portfolio grows at 20% per year, we should hit $100,000 in about 3 years. Bull market about 1 year, bear market about 6 years. Assuming $500 a month DCA, if we double that to 1,000, we would get to 2.3 years. So kind of drop that off. But this just really helps you understand your portfolio, the blended rate, and how much daily cost averaging can impact it. You can come down here and customize your growth rates. And then let's say we want to reach our goal faster. How can I reach my $100,000 goal faster? What strategy would help accelerate my progress? And then here, it'll just kind of give you a plan broken out based on your portfolio, your risk tolerance. And then again, you can always adjust your holdings here. And then there's like settings and user account things you can do over here. But again, so this is just a walkthrough of BitStack, a new product that I've built. Definitely use the promo code 3 for free. Try it out for 3 months. Let me know what you think. Hit me in the comments. Send me an email. Let me know. And I hope you enjoy BitStack.